Welcome to the Disc Golf Collective. This is Dr. Disc Golf Tim Morgan. We're here with James Harward. And our host, Phil Kinnix. What's up, Phil?
Hey! Welcome back, Collective. My name's Phil Kinnix. I'm your host. This is the Disc Golf Collective podcast. Glad to have you back. How we doing, everyone?
Great. Good to see you, Phil.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Good to see everybody.
Yeah, doing great, Phil.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any disc golfing happening since the last show?
All kinds. Playing some Glow and
Some glow disc?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Buckeye.
the season. It is the season.
Mm-hmm.
George?
Losing light.
Oh yeah, playing Glow
Mm-hmm.
just about every week, most of the
Just
time.
jumping right into glow season.
Does Frisbee at the campground count?
Sure does.
I don't see why
It was a
not.
glow Frisbee too.
Did you have a disc and you threw it at a target?
Yeah, my buddy.
Counts.
It's good enough. I'm good to go. Right? Wonderful. Collective, we got a big show today. Lots going on. Let's see. Last time we had a lovely club chat with Adam Ankrum from the Lancaster Disc Golf Alliance. That was a good time. Lots of good stuff going on there. Let's see. We announced the Disc Golf Collective barbecue coming up on October 29th. I believe that is. We've got brisket, brats, and some chicken going on.
I'm excited.
I believe I've got some cherry wood for that.
Oh, yeah. I saw the layout of the disc golf course today, too. It's going to be
Mhm.
pretty amazing.
A little 6-holer on 3 basket, a little temporary backyard type course. Today's show, big stuff. We're going to do introduce our new segment, Design Tips, here later on after the first break. We've got a first segment guest coming up here in a little bit. We'll get there. And that's going to bring us to today's course, 911. All righty. So first up on course 911, we have the Big Buckeye. Has a couple of work days coming up in October on the 15th and the 16th. You're going to want to contact the Disc Golf Collective on Facebook. Also, the Sasquatch Disc Golfer on Facebook. You can also reach out to the Disc Golf Collective on the Instagram and on, let's see, where else do we, on Disc Golf Collective at gmail.com for more information. It's going to be 10 to 4 on both of those days. Some general maintenance. You never know. You might end up finding yourself pouring some concrete. Who knows what could happen? Let's see. We also have our friends. Let's go back to our friends at the Lancaster Disc Golf Alliance. They're doing their course 911 at Flat Rocks in Lancaster on October 21st. Just some good maintenance, getting ready for, I believe, tournaments coming up there. And then we have, you're going to want to contact Adam Ankrum, 740-304-3788 for more information about that course workday. Once again, that's Flat Rocks course in Lancaster, Ohio on October 21st. Now, we do have a third course 911 where we are going to introduce Joshua Smith from the Fairmont Flyers. Can we bring him up? Bear with just one moment. Hey!
Hey. Thanks for having me, guys.
So, Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself for the folks who are just meeting you for the first time.
Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Joshua Smith, PDGA number 25139. I've been throwing Frisbee since I was a little kid, and disc golf was just something I had to do once I found out about it, and devoted a lot of my adult life to playing the sport, growing the sport, working and designing courses, and just trying to have fun out there with Frisbees.
Wonderful. So you're with a group that we know as the Fairmont Flyers. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wonderful. And what is your part in the Fairmont Flyers, briefly?
I'm the president of the Fairmont Flyers Disc Golf Club. And, we help tend all the courses at Morris Park in Fairmont, including Orange Crush and the Seth Burton Memorial Disc Golf Course. We run a lot of events there, leagues, work days, and all that. And we're part of a nonprofit called the Seth Burton Memorial Incorporated. And, we kind of work together and try to get a lot of cool stuff going on in Marion County for disc golf.
Wonderful. Now that is Fairmont in West Virginia. 2 good courses there. We've got Seth Burton and the Orange Crush. I've played both of those. I was at that Mellow Day in May earlier this year. That was a really good time. Had a fun that tournament out there. Now you have a not necessarily a Course 9-1, but you have the Seth Burton Memorial Tournament coming up, and you have what we've seen is a unique way for folks to help out with not only the course but the tournament as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, we have we kind of always been looking for volunteers. You got to have volunteers to do these tournaments, and it's just you do better when you have this workforce that wants to come and help out and be part of it. So we're actually using with the United Way, we're using a website where people can go and enter in online that they want to be part of the volunteer squad, and we've got different slot or shifts they can fill and say, I can work from Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 or whatever. All of our volunteers get a disc from the tournament. We're going to buy them lunch any day they're there. They're going to get free access and access to craft beverages at the player party. And we're also, going to give them front row parking, the best parking in the house too. So we really treat our volunteers really well.
That's quite a nice little package there. Now, where is it that one would go to sign up for a volunteer?
It's the Tiger Valley United Ways website. I need to get the link here. Sorry, I don't have that link on me right now. You have it?
I think. Hey, we have volunteer opportunities at the 12th annual Seth Burton Memorial Disc Golf Tournament, right?
Yep.
And then we have another one for you guys as well. And that's help us get Fairmont's nationally ranked disc golf courses ready for our biggest tournament ever. So you have folks to help out, a place for folks that want to help out with the course specific, and then also separate for the tournament as well, correct?
Oh yeah, I forgot. We do when we just did a work day yesterday, and we have people that can find out and say, yeah, I want to be part of the work day. Yeah. And we can tell them to come, bring your work boots. We got all the tools. If you want to bring your own weed eater, you can. But yeah, that was our second initiative. Right? Yeah. Dig
it. Wonderful. So that's a little bit about the volunteer and how to help out with the tournament, with the courses. Now, if you'd stay with us for just a little bit longer, sure. We're going to go into our next part of our first segment on each episode, which is our tournament segment. We'll be right back. Momentarily, we'll be back. Whoop, whoop. All right. So we're back for our second part of this first segment where we go over our tournaments. Now, what we do is we talk about some of the tournaments coming up, typically from the closest to about a month out, some of the tournaments, and also, just as importantly, their sponsors as well. So real quick, our first tournament happens to be the Seth Burton Memorial in Fairmont, West Virginia. Now, you say, Josh, that you are a part of that particular tournament there at Seth Burton and Orange Crush. Now, this is going to be in September 30th to October 2nd. That's correct?
That is correct, right. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, this is going to be some of your big sponsors. We've got West Virginia University Medical Center in Fairmont. They're your big sponsor, correct?
Yeah, them and Summit Financial Networks were our two major sponsors of the event. And they helped us get to the point, it takes money to run a big tournament like this. And this is a $20,000 tournament. And we had to fundraise, and they were, our two biggest ones. They're actually going to get a cool WVU Medicine disc, blue and gold disc, in the player packs, which I have here. We can look at later.
Yeah, sure. Show us.
We can hold it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is for one of our sponsors, WVU Medicine. This is a rhino,
Oh,
kind
Nice.
of swirly rhino, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
this is Fairmont, WVU Medicine, Fairmont Medical Center. They were a huge sponsor. Dynamic Discs, another big sponsor. They helped us out with the plastic when we just seemed to not be able to get as much plastic as you can during this time period right now. And they were a big help. So I've got a clear sparkle trespass that's in the players pack. I've got a purple EMAC Truth. Everybody will get 2 premium discs in their player pack. No player packs will have the same disc. So we'll have 2 separate discs. So you'll get that. We'll get from our friends at Disc Golf Pins. I'm going to try to zoom this on the camera. You'll get your own Orange Crush Disc Golf pin you can put it on your bag.
That's awesome.
We've got, this is new to the tournament this year. First time being seen. This is the Orange Crush Disc Golf map on a towel.
The terrible.
Oh, look at that.
You can have your own towel and be like, where am I at on the court? Oh yeah, right here. So there's that. And then and this is actually unique too. We've got this Seth Burton Memorial rubber wristband,
Sure.
which actually serves as your VIP pass to the player party. So
Wow.
pros are going to get a player pack as well, and they're going to get these. So pros and am alike will get a free entry to the player party. They're going to get a free craft beverages with a valid ID. While supplies last for the free beer. And at the player party, we're also going to have live music from Weary Space Wanderer and food and other craft beverages for sale by Ramblin' Root, which is a local Fairmont brewery. So we're real happy to give a great player pack and to be able to say, hey, well, this is going to get you in the party. Everybody else that's not a player, it's going to be a $5 pass to get into the party, but that's going to get you access to 1 free craft beer or soft drink, depending on your age and your identification. So, but that's going to be, so we're really looking forward to this event. And the player pack is basically, all the work that we've done this year. We're really proud of the player pack because we think if you're coming to a tournament, what's nicer than getting a great player pack and then being able to take all this cool stuff home with you?
That is
Super
awesome.
sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then so we got Summit Financial, right? Hampton Inn, Fairfield Inn. And then this is one I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. City of Whitehall and City of Fairmont. So you've got 2 city sponsors as well.
And the city of Pleasant Valley. Collectively, they've donated about $7,000 between those two. They were very good on they know that our event brings people in from out of the area. They're going to stay in their hotels. They're going to be eating at their restaurants. So the cities are a great partnership. City of Pleasant Valley, City of Fairmont, Town of Whitehall, all these folks, and the Marion County Convention and Visitors Bureau, all are major sponsors for our event. So
that is really cool. Seth Burton Memorial, it looks absolutely like the bee's knees of a good time. I've been to your events before. They've been a good time. If it's, I can't imagine that it should be, and nor would I wish you anything but an absolutely successful, easygoing, no hassles, no issues tournament. And it looks amazing.
Registered players, 215 of 312. Good job, man.
Nice.
And you have registration open until, pay attention now, everyone.
Tuesday at midnight. That's when registration closes. And then Wednesday morning, we're going to be posting tee times for everybody. So
Tuesday. So you indeed still have time for this A-tier tournament with an amazing players pack, a players party that you have to have access to. Everyone loves the little special key access thing. That's a good time.
You get to meet the pros.
Get to meet the pros, get to hang out, music, the whole bit, craft beverages.
Sounds like a great time. Good weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Josh, we have a little bit more to go over in this tournament segment. You're welcome to hang out with us. We'll chat with you here in the second segment if you would like to hang out.
Of course.
Thank you once again for coming out, talking about the upcoming tournament and some ways that some of the other clubs, some other groups might find to be able to get folks to help out, volunteer, and schedule, like what you have on working with United Way and doing that with the website. Excellent opportunity for a lot of other clubs to get that formalized scheduling of help for events that they might need as well. Really appreciate you sharing that with us. And we'll be chatting here with you real soon.
Well, thank you, Phil. Thank you, Disc Golf Collective. And I got to get a big shout out to all my Fairmont Flyers Disc Golf Club people that worked so hard on and off the course, getting it ready for this tournament. I mean, it almost takes a year of work to get to where we're at right now. So
Awesome.
Absolutely. Much love.
thank you.
All righty. So now real quick, after Seth Burton, if let's go right on to next one is going to be a Team Christian Trilogy Challenge in Simsbury Park in Pickerington, Ohio. Hosted by Dan. It's Trilogy Challenge. You got Dynamic Latitude at Westside. There's going to be a raffle for an MVP black hole, and there's a Saki Bomb Slammer up as well. Now, all proceeds go to the National Down Syndrome Society. So not only is it going to be a good time, but it's for a good cause as well. Afterwards, on October 2nd, we have the third annual Jonathan By Memorial at the Jonathan By Memorial Disc Golf Course, hosted by Southeast Ohio Hyzers in Byesville. And some sponsors, you've got Disc Asylum in Cambridge is the main sponsor. That should be a good time there as well. I mean, really, I don't know of any tournaments that really aren't too good of a time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened, but it's kind of like pizza, you know.
This course is
Even ones that aren't great are still a good time.
Has been a work in progress. They've had 3 years on it now.
Mhm.
It's really coming around. So anybody's open for a weekend, get out there and play.
And then after that, we have the 16th annual Flat Rock Frenzy on October 22nd. That's going to be hosted by the Hocking Hills Disc Golf. Sponsors include Flyware for the apparel. Whole sponsors include Elite Assembly LLC, and that's our folks over here in Lancaster, the Lancaster Disc Golf Alliance.
Registered players, 80 of 80. There's a waiting list.
Right? But even if it's filled up, you're in the area, right? You got the day. What you do is you go out to the tournament, you check it out, you watch some good disc golf, and then you also maybe check out any merch vendors, things like that, and help grow the community, because successful tournaments will breed more successful and more tournaments. After Flat Rock Frenzies, we have the Purple People Pleaser October 8th at Hippo Ridge. Go hang out with some
Great
hippos.
place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good
Amazing
good course.
Amazing course.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
He's put a lot of work
Yeah,
into that.
there's-
over 20 years.
There's 7 tees for every pin and 12 pin placements for every tee pad.
So true.
Yeah. But he
Yeah.
will find the course that's meant for you, and you will play it, and you'll be happy that you were there.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
There's some great holes on that course.
Yep.
Howdy to Ethan Lamb
What's up, Ethan?
on the live
See you,
chat.
man.
Now that is the Purple People Pleaser, hosted by and at Hippo Ridge in Athens. Next on the 15th, we have the Cedar Lakes fundraiser. We love the fundraiser tournament because nothing but good happens from them when they're really done. You generate funds for the course, the cause, whatever the situation is. Now, this one is hosted by Jackson County Disc Golf Association in Ripley, and all funds go to new tee signs and furthering the integrity of the course. It's there to raise money for the course to make it nicer. I mean, you can't ask for a better cause than that in the disc golf community. Afterwards, on October 15th, we have the Trick or Trilogy Challenge hosted by Chasing the Chains and the Chasing the Chains Dunning Motor Sales in Cambridge City Park Disc Golf Course. My understanding, this is a fairly new tournament, and I also understand this might be a fairly recent course. So hopefully this does well, and we can see more tournaments and
Dunning?
courses coming out of the Cambridge area. George, I think a trip to Cambridge might be in order. Just check it out.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. October 28th. I am looking forward to participating in another
Yeah.
Glow tournament. I like the Glow tournament. It was at Glow down at Dick's. That was a good time. Lots of fun. Saw an ace, saw some great shots, quadruple Mandos all over the place. It was bananas. But on October 28th, we have the Appalachian Space Race hosted by Appalachian Disc Golf in Jackson Park in Vienna, West Virginia. Just played a Glow round there the other night. It's playing good.
Yeah.
Should play really well by the time of the end of the month, end of October gets here.
We did get a sneak peek at those discs too. and
Yes,
they
indeed.
are amazing. And there's a Hex and a Pilot.
Pilot.
Yeah. And the glow on those things is incredible. It's totally worth it if you just get the player pack alone. But if you get to play, there's going to be CTPs and other prizes along the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Should be good time.
caught a preview of some CTP discs. It's gonna be nice.
Fair enough. Not even going to tell us.
No, keep it a secret.
Can't even-
Secret.
Can't even describe it.
Okay.
Got 25 players registered already.
Dig it. And then for our last tournament on our segment today, we have the Swizzle.
Don't say it so. The Swizzle?
The Swizzle. This is on November 6th at the Broughton Nature Complex. We're going to be playing the Big Buckeye and the Sasquatch. That's right. I said we because this is a disc golf collective fundraising event for the Broughton Nature Complex. We're raising money not just to have drone footage of the course, but of the entire 600-acre complex, the various walking trails, and then any additional monies raised past that will go to really just making improvements on the property and perhaps even some on the course itself. So we're going to have a big weekend there. So you have the space race on the 28th, the barbecue on the 29th, and we have Jekyll and Hyde, which isn't there. Jekyll and Hyde
It's
is
just been added recently.
additional tournament. The Jekyll and Hyde on October 30th will be that'll be happening at the Broughton Complex. So that's the weekend. You've got space race the 28th, barbecue on the 29th, Jekyll Hyde on the 30th, and then 1 week later, fundraiser tournament at Broughton's. We're going to be
The
using both
Swizzle.
courses. The Swizzle. For more information, you can check out the disc golf scene on all of these tournaments, or you can email to discgolfcollective@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook at Disc Golf Collective, or the Sasquatch Disc Golfer on Facebook. A lot of stuff going on there.
Whoop, whoop.
Tournaments, fundraisers, events. And I think that is going to bring us to our first show sponsor break. Our first segment is brought to you by James Harward at Achieve Balance Massage Therapy. That's what it is. You have a prescription for massage therapy, help sore joints, aching muscles. Your doctor says, you know what? This is what you need. You had an accident, some massage therapy. That's the course of action you need. You go see my man, James Harward at Massage Therapy. Phone number to get an appointment with him, 360-551-5133. Might be the best 10 digits you ever dial in your life. 360-551-5133. Location is at 290 and a half Front Street, Marietta, Ohio, 45750. And of course, our second sponsor segment, that's going to be Jim Morgan at Morgan Chiropractic. 740-374-BACK, 901 3rd Street, Marietta, Ohio, 45750. Need aligned, what have you corrected? Need those joints to be popped, put back together just right? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. All your chiropractic needs,
Oh,
all of them. Jim Morgan, Morgan Chiropractic, Marietta, Ohio. We'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around with us. Appreciate it. Collective, we're coming into the second segment, but first, a little recap. So far, we had a 911 segment. Talked about a couple courses. We're going to get a little work, a little improvement. We one that's just getting ready for a tournament. Had a third course, really just some finishing touches, just finalizing before an A-tier event with a way to join and check out and get involved with their volunteer system online that we saw we really liked. It's a good way to get it done. Has all the instructions right there. And then we went over some tournaments, talked about that Seth Burton Memorial Tournament coming up. Amazing players pack. And went over some other tournaments coming up, including the Swizzle. What? And then now we're going to check out. And I have to thank our guest on the first segment, Joshua Smith. Appreciate you very much for coming and hanging out with us. Also, some of you may have noticed, if you've actually watched the episode, it's hard not to notice, but we have some fantastic artworks behind us. And that was done by Jared Black and Logan Walden from Garden Aliens. Really like everything I've seen. It's and we appreciate them letting us have it in our background. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful disc golf scene. And I want to thank them very much from Guardian Aliens. Now we're getting into our second segment here, the design tips. And what this segment is all about is really just going forward. It's going to be about how to maybe recreate, how to implement some different design features into your course. But today, we're going to be very basic. We're just going to really just sit back and talk about what some of our favorite features, maybe signature holes, things, design elements of disc golf courses that either A, we really enjoy or appreciate that helps make it nice. Much like the first episode was real basic, just talking about how do I participate. This is a segment that as it goes forward is going to get more in depth and more complex, but you got to really start from the beginning. What is it that you like to see? So Jim, real quick, what is it that you enjoy at a disc golf? When you go to a course, right? You play a course and you look back the first time that you played a course, what is it that is the first thing that you look at a course that you say, I really enjoyed this course, or I really could have enjoyed this course more?
Probably traps or dangerous areas. I don't want it to be too easy. I want it to have, if you make the turn to have some out of bounds there, or just some danger in some degree. A roll away, I love those.
You like that risk reward element.
Yes, yeah. You
right?
better know what you're doing. If it's just around a tree and it's nice and flat, maybe not the hardest, but it doesn't have to be too difficult, but at the same time, it should reward a great shot and penalize the person that didn't pay attention.
Fair enough. So you like that difficulty.
Danger, yes.
George. Same thing.
I'm pretty much the same as Jim. I like the tight, technical, wooded courses. Force you to really get the shot correctly. Punish you bad if you don't.
So a tee box and a basket through some woods, and you're good to go.
I'm happy.
Okay. What about the wide open courses, though? On the other hand,
The wind kicked me in the knee today.
Yeah,
Going
I
up
have
the
fun
Buckeye.
in wide open courses too. The Big Buckeye
Mhm.
is a great course. You got wind that changes, different wind speeds. It's always changing. You got tight OB. It just depends. But I prefer to play in the woods. But I play a lot of glow rounds at the Big Buckeye.
fair enough. James?
I would say, I haven't found my favorite. The ones I play the best in are the ones that give you the best chance to throw the biggest distance, because I tend to throw the best in open spaces, but I've also scored really well on really tight courses, so I don't know that I have a favorite. I
Okay.
really don't. Yeah,
But what would you say is whether
I
it's
like fair. Like
like
if
a
you have
fair
OB,
playing course.
like give me a place to land, and not have it so the fairway can't be 10 feet wide and for 200 feet if that's the landing zone. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, just fair and yeah, and I think for me it's more like how easy is it to traverse the course? It can be up and downhill and hard, but did you put in stairways and stuff
Paths,
like that?
stairs, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So just summing, you'd say the ability to have shots that you can just rip really long distances, right?
Yeah.
As long as it
Definitely
plays
that.
fair and you don't have to work to walk the course.
Right.
Dang.
Well, I don't mind walking so much, just not like don't make me walk up the same hill twice.
Okay.
Just like play down the hill and then play right back up the same. It's like, okay. That seems, and there's a couple of courses, I can't remember which one it was that I played in Kentucky. I walked up the same hill 3 times and it was literally back-to-back holes. So I was exhausted and it was a huge hill. And it was like they wanted to have, 3 shots off the same hill because it was a cool, hill. But it was like 1 or 2 would have been plenty and spread them out in the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I believe we still have Joshua Smith joining us.
We do.
So, Mr. Smith, as you come up on the screen here, let me ask you
What's up, Josh?
this same similar type question. What would be, after you play a course the first time, right? What would be something that usually sticks out to you about a course that you either really enjoy or if it's not there, you wish it had?
I'm also, like James said, I'm a big fan of wooded courses, and I think Orange Crush is a testament to this. But fairways. I mean, I like being in a woods course, but don't give me a bunch of trees right off the tee. I'd like a gap. And when we built Orange Crush, that was actually something we had in mind, was to make the fairways pretty fair. We could drive like big trucks down a lot of these fairways.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, and then having that clean fairway, and I actually spent a lot of time. Another thing James said is having paths. So we built, a lot of paths from, let's say, the short basket on a hole to get to the short tee. But if you're on the long basket, we kind of made a path to the long tee. So the flow of the course it helps that out, having those paths. So fair fairways, nice clean paths, a way to walk, clean course. Those things are very important to me, and if it's fun. I guess that's the overall enjoyability. I'll want to come back year after year.
Absolutely. Myself, one of the things I like a good tee sign. I mean, for me, that is a difference because I'm a guy who always goes, all right, so at the beginning of every hole, unless I play the course every week, right? It could be a course I play 6, 7, 8 times in a year. At the beginning of every hole, I'm going, all right, how far is this and where am I going? Every time. So a good tee sign to me is something that I really look for in a course, and I miss it when it's not there. I'd rather see the tee sign than have to go to the U-disc, right? Because U-disc, it
changes.
It's crapshoot sometimes, right? I'm also a big fan of a bench every so often. And also one of those touches, it's not a miss it thing, but a touch for me, one of those nice little touches is a bag hook or a specific spot for bags. Not so much just a bench, right? Because everybody's such a but like one of the courses near here, Gold Star, when it has little dowels inserted on the T-post where the sign is. Hang your bag on it. Keeps it off the ground. Little things like that. So we all have things that we like, right? As far as overall in the course, right? What are some of the favorite? Let's start at the beginning of a hole. What would be some of your favorite tee pad designs, right? Do you like? Are you a big fan of one particular type of tee pad? Do you like the big open shots out in front of you, the downhill shots? Do you like that little bit of, in that tee pad area? What are some of the things, Joshua, that you really like in just that vicinity on a course that makes that course a little bit nicer?
We talking about tee pad types, or just like the shot?
All of the above.
All of the above. So
in general, in that tee pad area.
First of all, I do like a tee pad that's pointing down the fairway. That's important. I don't want to play a hole that's sideways.
Right.
So that's important. But tee pad types, I'm a big fan of concrete. They do require some maintenance. We've seen a lot of that, and then in the woods, I like concrete, but I also like the carpeted tee pads like we have on Orange Crush, because they seem to have a lot of grip when it's wet and last a long time. But we also build our tee pads up in the air a little bit, because there's a lot of erosion in West Virginia, water, all these things. So, constant maintenance is a thing of disc golf courses. So having a nice clean tee pad is something. And that's actually what we were doing this weekend. Was we cleaned all 36 Orange Crush tee pads yesterday in preparation for the Seth Burton Memorial. And we still got the Seth Burton ones to do this week. And, having that shot, having a nice clean tee pad, no matter what it is, those are my two favorites, is turf and concrete. I don't think there's any other kind of tee pad that I would enjoy. So
algicide and a brush. What do you put on the concrete tee pad?
Yeah, let's talk about concrete maintenance for a second.
Yeah, so basically it's really good to just sweep them off a lot. The more you sweep them off, the cleaner they're going to be. Kind of pet peeve I have is when a player with muddy boots comes up and wipes their feet on a concrete tee. I'm like, oh, all the work. But bleach and water is a really great thing to, with just a deck broom, get some bleach, water, and a deck broom, and just scrub those tees. Because what you'll see is that if your tee pad is slick when it's damp, but it's good the rest of the time, then you probably got a little layer of algae or moss or some kind of stuff on there, and getting that bleach kind of cleans it off. And when you use bleach on a tee pad, man, it brings it back to life. You could strike a match on it. Yeah. So,
do you seal your tee pads? There's a lot of concrete sealers. A lot of folks will do that every so many years to help protect the internal capillaries and air passages to allow moisture to flow through the concrete.
We haven't had to do that. I think whenever we put the concrete in initially, we had concrete specialists. So we had a layer of gravel, rebar halfway after the concrete was halfway poured. We'd put a rebar in and make sure that, here's another course maintenance tip for your concrete tee pads. You don't want water to run under them. So we're constantly building like little irrigation tunnels around our tee pads. And then those have to be cleared out. And you don't want grass to be growing up against the sides of your tee pads, because they'll bond to the tee pad and make it slick. So all these things really help extend the life of the tee pad. I've never treated it with any type of sealer. Maybe there's a good one out there, but my experience is sometimes a sealer can make them more slick.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between what you do to maintain your concrete tee pads versus your concrete walk at home.
For sure.
Outstanding. Anybody have any other preferences they really like to see around the tee area? Things that really make the course nice for them?
A bench.
Bench? Absolutely.
But at least every 3 or 4 holes,
Certainly.
especially if it's a hilly course.
Absolutely. Or a particularly long course that's out in the open, not a lot of shade.
Yeah.
Be handy there.
Yep.
Absolutely. Anybody ever play on a tee pad that's like a rubber pad, sort of like what's used in horse stalls?
Yeah, they got one at Mountwood.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Hole 18, I think.
It's pretty slick.
Yeah, it can be,
Yep.
especially right there under them pines.
Mm-hmm.
Got to brush it off real good.
Mm-hmm. But when it's not wet and it's dry, it's a good place to throw from.
Yeah,
So mixed bag there.
I like the turf. It seems to weather really well.
Turf in the woods is
Yeah,
really nice.
turf in the woods is pretty nice.
We started with Fly 18 tee pads on Orange Crush, and we ended up putting them down for the base, and then putting the carpet, outdoor carpet, on top of the rubber base. So we had a layer of gravel, the rubber mats, and then the outdoor carpet on top. It made a good good foundation.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah.
So let's move forward through the hole a little bit, right? So in a ball golf course, right, you have different design elements that have come through in disc golf as well. Water hazards, creeks, streams, things like that. They're a natural part of the land and the space that you put your course on, right? Trees, another element. Most of the folks here do like playing through trees. I love a well-placed guardian tree myself, that makes you focus your shot around, under, over, however that particular tree plays. Any particular favorite holes or fairways that you think of that you're like, man, I like everything about this fairway because it's got the things that I like, the challenges, and it's just one of the things that I would consider for a particularly favored fairway would be also the aesthetic look of the fairway itself.
Yes.
Ricketts.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Double Mando.
Yeah, you like the double Mando?
Yeah, at Sasquatch. It's
right.
50, 60 feet off the tee pad.
Mm-hmm.
Drives you one direction, but the basket's another direction. But it's
Forces
a
you left, but
safety
it's
issue.
right down the hill. Yeah.
It's keeping people from going over an unnecessary hill by forcing them to go one direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of adds a stroke to the hole as well. So, yeah. Force them to go one direction using the tree to save them from having to walk down the hill.
Now, for the folks that are
Doing
not
you a
familiar
favor.
with the hole we're talking about on Sasquatch, your double Mando is a couple of trees.
Giant sequoias about 3 feet apart on a V.
It's about enough room to put a disc through, 4 feet off the ground?
Yeah, you got to go up higher where it's wider. Yeah.
Tomahawk all day.
Josh, any particular fairways or holes that you find that are particularly exquisite, exceptional, that you really enjoy?
Yeah, when you take a unique piece of land and design a hole through it, that I'm a big fan of dog legs. So we have some courses with dog legs on it, and even just the nice flow of, I kind of get bored if I go to a course and there's like a gravel road and then you throw down the gravel road, but if there's like a nice trail off the gravel road, that intrigues me more. So seeing that, using the land uniquely, I mean, that's kind of what disc golf does, is we take that green space and we turn it into something unique and new. So it is almost like a painter's brush, you're making a nice little work of art when you design through the woods. And I think if you use features of the course, like on Orange Crush, we had some old stone chimneys and masonry stuff on the holes. And
absolutely, not
only do we use some of those rock elements on the tee pads, but we put them on the basket. We have a couple elevated baskets. But I just think that a nice, well carved through, something that you could be like, oh, I can see it. I see this hole. And, I think that makes it really nice when you use the land to the best. I think you take advantage of all those turns and hooks and ups and downs, and you do it well.
Absolutely. So the actual track and using and implementing the land and taking it in a way that might not have been seen, and saying, hey, there is a disc golf course here. You just got to squint your eye a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's there. I like that. I like that. Now myself personally, I like we played at one in Malta that has these high power lines, and I've seen this on courses that I haven't played, but maybe we're watching on various YouTube clips or tournaments or things like that. The hole where you go through the bottom of the high power line tower, I like that. That's that unique thing that you're never going to see that on a ball golf course, or I mean, really, any other sports that I can really think of offhand. That's a really unique thing. I like that cutout area that was on hole 18 of Maple Hill on the tournament from this weekend. Right, that little tiny little notch that they put that basket in on 18 to finish up.
The rock barrier.
Yeah, and it's just a rock wall way around it, and there's one way in, and you have an out of bounds for so many feet before it. Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
There's your risk and reward, right?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic thing. Those raised baskets, those hanging baskets, I love all that stuff. As now we're moving down towards that green area. What about bunkers, sand traps? Anybody have any real experience with those? I've seen them.
Bunkers and sand traps.
Not so much.
My disc golf courses are limited. I don't think I've seen a sand trap. I haven't played the Worthington course, so I don't know how they did that.
I played a couple of courses, and they don't necessarily call them sand traps, but like a river, they call it, where they run like a out of bounds. It's just, maybe a ditch or whatever, but it doesn't even have to be a rough ditch. They just mark both sides of it, and then you have to either throw short or long. So it really is a sand trap. Or I have seen like areas that just were designated because they had rough areas or whatever, like throughout the fairway that you would they call it a sand trap, but it doesn't look like a sand trap, I guess. Yeah,
I'd be interested in checking out a sand trap where you land in it, you throw from where you land, but you take a stroke penalty, just a bunker, right? You take a penalty for landing it.
Lie.
Yeah.
We play in a lot of the disc golf courses are in like swampy areas. So if it's rained and there's a lot of wet areas, you have to
have a lot of sand.
Count it as a hazard, so you could back your shot up.
I'd be interested in hearing from some folks who play more middle of the states and more west, where you have more disc golf courses on ball golf courses, right? That have experience with sand traps and bunkers like that. So if you have experience with sand traps, bunkers, things like that, feel free to reach out to the Disc Golf Collective on the Facebook or discgolfcollective@gmail.com. And I'd love to talk with you a little bit about those features.
Hey, Phil, I didn't want to interrupt. We were actually just, when we were mowing Orange Crush recently, we were leaving some grass bunker areas that would be, I was calling them bummers instead of bunkers, because they weren't really a penalty. But if your disc ended up over there, it would kind of stop your shot. I've seen at Moraine State Park up in Pennsylvania, they have some bushes that are along the entryway to some of these fairways, and they'll stop your disc if you throw like a roller or a low shot. So I do kind of like the non-penalty type of a bunker or trap.
But just something that it's going to guard that part of the course. I like that.
A hedgerow. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Just a random rock fence going across the fairway.
Those guys put a lot of time into those rock walls.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of time.
Yes, indeed. So to recap, today we were just talking about a lot of the things that we like on disc golf courses. In upcoming design tips segments, we're going to have some how-to videos where we're going to actually do some video recaps of us doing some upgrades and design elements to various disc golf courses. We're going to do some reviews of a couple signature holes where we're actually going to get a couple signature holes from various courses that we can actually check out, review, see what it is about that particular hole that we really like, what makes it special to us, and what we would have maybe liked to have seen different. We're also going to talk about some of the stuff that really isn't mentioned very often, that's frankly overlooked, but really should be taken into consideration when designing or renovating a disc golf course, including facilities for spectators and spectator locations, the facilities for spectators at the tournament, including buildings for gathering, food and beverage, where you would put those, how you'd run the power and water, those things are all things to take into consideration. Restrooms, parking, and those are all things that we're going to talk about in upcoming episodes of Design Tips. Now, things that I would like to reach out to folks who are checking out this podcast live. That are we've got Roy Baker here, right? Commenting. Hello, Roy Baker. Love to have you on the live chat. One of the things that really, if you want to promote your club, your tournament, your whatever you got going on in the disc golf community, you know somebody that really takes care of courses really well, designs courses. You know someone that belongs on this show with us as a guest. Do not hesitate. Reach right on out to us. Once again, it's discgolfcollective@gmail.com. And you can find us on Facebook. We're broadcasting right now on Twitch. We're on the, you can find us on the MeWe. You can find us on Rumble. We're in loads of places that you can get access to us. Feel free to stop by the barbecue on October 29th.
Awesome.
Check us out at any of the tournaments we go to. Love to chat with you. Let's see. This is going to bring us to our third segment sponsor, Joshua Smith first. I'd like to thank you once again for joining us for another segment. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Third segment sponsor, Julian Powell at Appalachian Disc Golf. He's done quite a bit in the disc golf community here in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Put on some great tournaments, provided a outstanding store for us, and provided lots of goods for the disc golf community. 304-917-1691. You can find him on Facebook and Instagram, Appalachian Disc Golf. The website's appalachiandiscgolf.com. Email info@appalachiandiscgolf.com. 305.5 30th Street, Vienna, West Virginia, 26105. The store itself is open Friday and Saturday, 11 to 6. Although you can find him online, purchase the goods online. He's got discs, loads of discs, bags, minis, stickers, baskets, apparel, hats, shirts, all the stuff that you need for disc golfing. He's got it. Once again, Julian Powell at Appalachian Disc Golf, 304-917-1691 on all the socials and at the website, appalachiandiscgolf.com. Of course, show sponsor is going to be Bat Layer Studios. Here we are in the Bat Layer Studios in Marietta, Ohio on Front Street. 360-551-5133. Podcasts, green screen, audio recording, all the needs associated for all of those items. You need to make a commercial. That can be done. Welcome back, Collective. My name is Phil Kunix. I'm your host on the Disc Golf Collective podcast. We got Dr. Disc Golf himself, Jim Morgan.
That's me.
We got the Big Buck, George McTyer III.
Yes, sir.
We got James Howard. How you doing?
Hey guys.
All righty. So far, we've had Course 911. We've gone over tournaments. We've had Joshua Smith with us for the first 2 segments. Great having him with us from Fairmont Flyers. Getting ready to have that Seth Burton Memorial. We did the tournaments. We talked about some design elements in our course design segment. And once again, thanks to Josh Smith for hanging out with us. Switch gears a little bit, talk about the barbecue. So at this barbecue, we're going to have a brisket. We're going to have chicken, and we're going to have brats.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to come out to the barbecue, you should reach out to us on the socials, on Facebook, Disc Golf Collective, the Sasquatch Disc Golf, or reach out to us at discgolfcollective@gmail.com. And we will get you directions and instructions. The only things we ask is per carload, bring a side dish. And if you wish to participate in the games, which will have prizes, we ask $10, and we have a 6-hole 3-basket course. We have bocce, cornhole, putting games, a CTP challenge. Anything else going on that we can think of?
It all sounds exciting.
You're excited.
I got to see the course today. It's going to be so much fun.
Should be all right.
Yep.
Chickens.
World-class chef.
World-class chef.
Well,
Two of them that I know of anyway.
I mean,
Barbecue specialists.
there should
extraordinaires.
be some really good food.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's going to be a great weekend. A great way to start it off.
That'll be a well, we got the glow round the night
Space
before.
race.
Yeah.
Space race.
Yeah.
Now, this barbecue is going to be running from about noon. You know, if you get there a little bit early, nobody's going to hate on you for getting there early, right? Brisket takes a while. I think we're going to light the smoker up probably right after Space Race. Get home from Space Race and probably light that smoker up probably around 1 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there. So, yeah, there's going to be music, beverages. Yeah, Space
Food
Race.
and games. Sounds exciting.
Space Race, barbecue, and then Jekyll and Hyde one weekend.
Great weekend.
Awesome. And then
Marietta, Ohio. That's where it's happening.
the weekend after, we have the Swizzle.
The Swizzle.
The Swizzle.
That's right.
So the Swizzle is going to be the first disc golf specific event for the Disc Golf Collective podcast since I started helping out here. That is going to be to raise funds for the 600-acre Broughton Nature Complex to do drone footage. We're going to try and get drone footage of as many of the trails as we can as well. And then any other monies raised, we're going to put towards improvements on the facility, and very good chance some of that will go towards the disc golf courses themselves, which should be exciting if we are able to exceed our goals for the drone footage. We're going to have a country store raffle type things going on. We're going to have some donations from a lot of companies here in Marietta. If you are wanting to participate and be a sponsor or donor, you've heard them here just a few moments ago. The way to get a hold of us: Facebook, Sasquatch Disc Golfer, Disc Golf Collective, and then discgolfcollective@gmail.com. You can also reach out to the Broughton Foundation themselves on their website. And let's see, sorry folks, gotta get one of these flyers here. So I got the there we are.
He's a dinosaur. Look, he's holding a piece of paper.
Piece of paper. You can reach out to the Broughton Foundation at 740-374-9396. Here's, if you want to participate, you just screenshot that right there. Right? Reach out to us, discgolfcollective@gmail.com. Another good way to get a hold of that.
Always looking for
information.
sponsors.
Right.
We are
That's the big stuff. Next show, we're going to do our Course 911, our tournament segment. We're going to do some updates on what's happening with the barbecue and what else we have going on with the Swizzle. There will be additional content as well on that show. Going to have a good second, third segment. Can't really go. It's going to go one of two ways. We don't have it solid yet, so it could be one of two directions. Don't want to spoil it. And then we have Patreon. You're going to be able to reach out to us, help us out there. Additionally, with regard to Patreon, we're going to have some merch coming as well. Glasses, like mugs, glass mugs. We're going to have some shirts are coming down the line. There's going to be some bag tags coming up for next year.
That's awesome.
We're going to do magnets. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. Pins, koozies, coasters,
Hoodies.
probably hoodies. It's getting to be about that time. I've got hoodie on already. Burr Oak. Love the Burr Oak Blitz from last year.
I missed not going to the tournament this year. Our
Yes,
friend
indeed.
Eli, shout out to Eli, got him an ace
Yeah.
on hole 14 today. Way to go, Eli!
Go, buddy.
Now, of course, you can always watch us live on the YouTube about every 2 weeks at 8 p.m. Occasionally, there might be a hiccup where we get delayed a half hour, an hour. See episode 2.
Yes.
For reference.
But of course, you can always watch the replay on the YouTube, on the Rumble. This will end up on Rumble tomorrow or possibly Tuesday. Twitch, we're live on. Of course, the socials, the Facebook, the MeWe, the Instagram, we're all over those. Also, of course, the Disc Golf Collective at gmail.com. Now, make sure, whichever platform it is, you subscribe, you like, you rumble, you share, you comment, you do all that stuff. We really do appreciate all of it. All of that does help the show go in ways you just don't know. It's fantastic when we get all of those, the likes, the comments. It makes Jim smile.
Make it go.
Make it go. Let's see. We got some big stuff coming up in the next few months and over the course of the next year. I'm really looking forward to sharing this stuff, not only with the collective out there, Jim, George, James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good
We're
time.
building
man.
we're building a collective
It'll be
here. We'd like to have you
It's,
guys be a part of it. Please come out to our cookout and our tournaments and
gonna be
help the
fun.
Disc Golf Collective and
Yep.
the disc
All
golf
the
community
collective
in
will
general.
be there.
Yeah.
Be a great time.
Oh,
Play
yeah.
some disc golf, some games.
And you guys are going to realize that this is all about, really, while we enjoy the competition, this is all about the social. It's all about the community. It's all about that collective, the group of people that makes disc golf go for you. It's not just playing disc golf, right? Anybody can just play disc golf, right? I've played many a round by myself, and it's a good time. You get through that course. You learn a lot about your shot, your form, but really there's no substitute for going out there, playing around with the guys or girls that you like playing that round with, and all the folks that go into making your collective that rich environment and that community that you really enjoy participating in. On behalf of Jim Morgan, George McIntyre III, James Harward, I'm Phil Kunix. Anybody have anything else?
No, sir.
It's a good one. Good
Love
to see
it.
you guys.
Thanks for coming out.
Disc Golf Collective.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm so glad you guys are part of my collective. I'm honored that I get to be part of yours. And until next time.
I can hear you guys through this in my ear.